Hi, I'm Sergeant McCullough with the Vermont Army National Guard, and this is Sergeant Raybon from the Alabama National Guard.
Yes.
And we are here today to talk to you about some best practices when using your GPC card, otherwise known as
your government purchase card. So let's get started. You should be the only one using your government purchase card. You should not be handing that thing off to anyone else to use. You should have it in your possession at all times and don't give it out to anybody else.
Yeah, that's a good tip. The other thing, make sure you're not emailing it to anybody, because if you email that to a vendor, that's easy to copy and paste, and you never know what their security is like on their end.
Yes, and always make sure that you're checking that there's no taxes on any proposal that you receive from a vendor. No taxes.
Don't use any third parties to pay for things, such as PayPal or Square. Make sure that the vendor actually has like a credit card machine, or that you're only paying the vendor.
I agree. And also make sure to check your U.S. bank account frequently to reconcile all purchases, just to make sure that there's no unauthorized charges on your credit card at any time.
Absolutely. And Sergeant Raybon, have you ever had anybody steal your credit card information?
I've had some risky things. I've had vendors write down my information, which I had to ask them not to do a couple of times. And I've had a couple of vendors on occasions I've called and used frequently and say, oh, I already have the information on file.
Oh, how'd you handle that?
I asked them to remove it.
Good idea.
So I got a question for you. Split purchases.
Oh, split purchases. Okay, so this can be a tough one. And this is where you want to kind of talk to your USPFO and get their interpretation of what a split purchase is.
Yes.
But basically, anytime if you know that you need 500 pencils, so you split the order up to 250 pencils and then 250 pencils, that would be considered a split purchase, and that is a no-go. You would have to buy all 500 pencils at one time. So make sure that you're not buying things to meet that threshold.
Or going over that threshold.
Right.
Just make sure that you're not trying to circumvent the system. If you need more than what you actually can pay for, you need to make sure that you're following the guidelines of the USPFO.
And definitely talking to the USPFO, I think, is key for split purchases, because split purchases will get you in trouble.
A lot of trouble.